Hello, welcome to Reading Across Time Zones Book Haul Edition. I'm Yolanda,
And I'm Savannah.
and we're glad you guys decided to join us in our book haul. We're just going to talk to you guys about some books that we've gotten recently. Savannah, would you like to begin?
Yes, so I will start with the books that I picked up from the Stafford Book Fest back in September. So, of course, you guys heard that the highlighted author of that event was Tia Williams. And so I did pick up two signed copies that I did not have. I got 7 Days in June and Audrey and Basher Just Friends. And then from the indie authors of that event, I got A Gentle Hope by Sarah Carlisle. This is a super
So
short,
pretty.
I believe that she said, yeah, this one is a Beauty and the Beast retelling. That plus the length of this one seemed like a quick, easy read. So I picked that one up. I thought I would enjoy it. And then from Sierra Medeiros, I hope I'm saying that correctly. This is a little series. This one is The Emerald Curse. It is the prequel, super duper short, but it sort of introduces you to this book, Secrets of Mother, in which a woman sort of learns and discovers that her mother has hidden her witch powers and ancestry from her. So she is navigating that. And then I also picked up Jen Lessman's Unmagical. This one is
So pretty.
about, yes, this one is so cute. The cover alone sold me. But it is about a young woman who has left her magical realm and world to come and live in the human world and just have a sort of simple, ordinary life. But then she gets word that her father is sick and she must return home in order to try to help and save him. And so she's sort of navigating having to do that because there are a lot of dangers in crossing back, and she might not be able to come back to the world that she prefers. So that one cute and interesting. And then I picked up two series starters from Hilary Raymer. There is this one, Crown of Roses. Super
Gorgeous.
cute. Yes. And then the character art. Can we just have a moment for
Applaud.
it? So beautiful. Um, so pretty. And then there's also All the Chaos of Constellations. This is another series, so two separate ones, and I just got the first book of each series by her, a couple of different fantasy fae series. This is the the character art for this one. So also very, very beautiful. And then if it's any indication, there was another woman who came up to her table while I was there purchasing these, and she was wearing like a merch sweatshirt, and the author was like, "Oh my gosh, this sweatshirt." And she was like, "Yeah, I'm a huge fan." Apparently, it was from one of these books and or related to one of the books. And her friend was like, "She came all the way from Michigan to see you." And I was like, "Oh my gosh, I thought I traveled a
That's a
ways."
long drive.
Yes. So, that really, if, I hadn't already been purchasing, that really would have sold me because it must be really good. So we'll see. And then I also picked up A Forest of Stolen Memories by Callie Thomas. This one is another fairy tale retelling, and it has a second book to it as well. And this is the character art of the
Mm.
sisters from books one and two. I do love a character art. And then lastly, I picked up Fae Queen Rising by Scarlet and Honey. This one I don't really know much about. It said for fans of our typical favorite fantasy series, so I just grabbed it. I'm interested,
Hey, the
and we'll
cover was
see.
enough for you.
Yeah. It was, but, those are the books that I picked up in addition at the Stafford Book Fest in Virginia.
You got some really good books there. That little first book that you got, it reminds me of the Once Upon a Time series with the dress and everything. Yeah, you gotta let me know how that is. I love a good story retelling of those, like Disney stories or whatever, so pretty
Yes, me
good.
too.
So some of the books that I got quite a bit here. Anytime that I'm able to go to the bookstore and get books, it has to be a haul for me because I currently do not live near any bookstores besides recently a book trailer that I've enjoyed going to, but I usually have to go pretty out of my way. So, one of the first books I got is How to Become the Dark Lord and Die Trying. This sounded hilarious when I picked it up. Aside from the fact that I loved the cover, it looks so cute, and it says it's a hilarious fantasy where a woman stuck in a time loop decides to become the Dark Lord himself instead of fighting him. It sounds like it's supposed to be a comedy, and I think it's a trilogy or a duology, but hey, I was like, I'm here for it. The second book I got is Soul Searching by Lila Sage, and it says Collins returns to Sweetwater Peak and rents a room from Brady Cooper, where supernatural forces and ghosts bring them together in this sweet paranormal romance. And when I was showing this to my husband, I was like raving about it. I'm like, it's supernatural. It's a romance story. And he's like, what if he's the ghost? And I literally stopped dead in my tracks. I was like, that's a good theory. That's a good theory. So now I need to know. Because if he is the ghost, that's gonna be great. I doubt it though. That would have been too good. The next one is Zom Rom-Com. The cover alone really intrigued me. It's so beautiful, the colors on it. And it says that during a zombie outbreak, Eddie teams up with her vampire neighbor Max to uncover a conspiracy. As they battle the undead together, their growing romance forces her to decide if love is worth dying for. When I looked this up, it said that it's for fans of My Roommate is a Vampire, which we is on our October reads list. So I wish I would have had time to read this month, but maybe next year. Another one I got is An Ancient Witch's Guide to Modern Dating by Cecilia Edward. Aside from the fact that it's so pretty, it's cutesy, the pages are also like a light lily or lavender looking color. And it's about a 39-year-old witch who time travels 350 years into the future and explores modern dating with the help from a museum curator and their veterinarian brother. So, I'm intrigued. You know she's gonna fall in love with some modern man and not go back unless he goes back with her. Would love to see that. And we all know my complicated history with Stephen King. Don't judge me, but I got 11/22/63. I've heard a lot of good things about it. It says a time traveler attempts to prevent JFK's assassination and reshape history, encountering love and danger along the way. I didn't realize that it would have a love component to it. Nothing that Stephen King has written about that I've read has anything to do with love, and it is a monster of a book, but it is also only like 846 pages, so this should be cake in my opinion. And another book that I got is one that I have been dying to get my hands on, and I don't really know, aside from the fact the price is what's been swaying me from getting it, because it's a paperback, but it's the price of a hardcover. So I was like, y'all are trifling. Brandon Sanderson's Mistborn. I have been dying to dive into the world of Brandon Sanderson. I've heard that he is so good and he writes these like amazing fantasy series. And Mistborn is a brilliant thief recruits a ragtag crew to pull off the ultimate heist, overthrowing an immortal godlike ruler who has resigned for a millennium. So we'll see. And one of the other books that I got is called 9-Month Contract, and it's by Amy Dawes. It says it's a grumpy mountain man seeks a surrogate mother through an unconventional job posting. When he meets the perfect candidate, their planned clinical arrangement speaks unexpected romantic feelings. And it's got pretty edges. Reminds me of a Christmas sweater. So yeah, I'm interested about this one. It doesn't sound like an accidental pregnancy trope, but I'm interested to see how that works. What else did you get, Savannah?
So, a while after that, I did go to what I believe is my nearest bookstore. It's still an hour away. So, yeah, we're struggling. But So, Pamlico Books in Washington, North Carolina, is a small indie bookstore, and they also have a used book section. So, this was my first time going since it has been under the new management that it has been for about the past year now, a little over. So, I went in to check it out and also check out the used book section. And I picked up several very interesting books. And of course, because these are all from a used book section, I am terrified of getting anything to contaminate my books. So I use the freezer method with any books that I get that are not brand new. And so I put them in Ziploc bags and I leave them in the freezer for 24 to 48 hours. I try to do 48. And so these are fresh out of the freezer and ready to go onto my shelves. I have heard that it kills book mites, bookworms, bed bugs, mold, all of that icky stuff. I'm not taking any chances and I don't see any harm in it. So I'm going to keep doing that. Um,
Yeah,
but
I
the
was gonna
first
ask if
book
maybe you should get one of those, little boxes that like, accumulates all the humidity. I've seen people put those behind their books. I know it's
oh,
very
yeah.
humid back home, so
Yeah, I would love to do that eventually and, like, have more space to set everything up and, like, get a dehumidifier and, like, do the whole thing, but we're just doing the best we can with what we've got in the space we have right now. This is not our forever home, we're still renting,
No.
so one day eventually I'll have, my dream library. But so the first book that I picked up is actually for Yolanda. This one is The Other Einstein. So this is about Einstein's wife. Her name, you know what? I'm not going to try to pronounce her name. Um
It's
but
okay, I'll figure it out.
her nickname is Mitza. And so it's really the story of how genius she also was. I did not even realize that he was married. And so realizing, that he was and that he met his wife at school, that she was also incredibly smart and that, she may have contributed a lot to, his research and findings was something new to me. And I thought, Yolanda would love this. So I grabbed it for her.
Can't wait to
And
read it, thanks.
yes, you'll be getting that one in the mail soon. The second one that I grabbed is The Tenant by Frida McFadden. So I have not read any of Frida's books as of yet, but we do have The Housemaid on our list. And I figured with the great shape that this one was in and for the price, even if I wasn't interested in it, I could potentially give it to my neighbor and landlord's daughter. She's getting really into sort of mystery thriller and has expressed interest in Frida McFadden. Or if she already has it, then I can just put it in our little free library at my job. Whenever we get that completely set up. But I'm so excited. We just got the funding for it. So maybe once I get all that going, I can also take you guys on little tours of my little free library restock. If you guys are interested, just let us know. I also grabbed Archer's Voice by Mia Sheridan. This one is, I believe, like a much deeper love story. It explores, some more complicated and complex themes than the typical, kind of feel good romance that I read. But one of my college roommates and friends read it and she said that she really loved it. So again, seeing it, used for a cheaper price in such good shape, I went ahead and grabbed it. I also picked up a paperback copy of Go Set a Watchman. This is the follow up to the classic To Kill a Mockingbird. And I already had this one in hardcover, but I have the original in paperback. And so I grabbed paperback so I can have them in the same format. And I will donate my hardcover one. I also picked up this one, Hello
Ugh, I
Beautiful.
love that cover, god.
Isn't it
Every
so
single time I
pretty?
see it. Yes.
Yes. So I have
I don't even know
also,
what it's
I feel
about,
like,
but I'm adding it to
yeah,
my list.
I feel like I have been seeing it everywhere. And so when I saw it, I did pick it up, I did read it. Apparently, it explores the relationship between a younger couple who has fallen in love and, how sometimes you don't always just fall in love with that person. They come with additional people. For her, it's her siblings. And so, her and her sisters are in super close relationships. They're very tied to each other, and so he has to kind of come to terms with the fact that they're also going to be a huge part of their relationship if they continue. And then it sounds, like she might then learn a little bit about him that could be a little off-putting. And so it sounds to me like it's really can these people accept each other for who they are and what they are? And, will their love conquer kind of thing. So it sounds really cute. It sounds like it has some good depth to it. The cover is beautiful. So we'll read that eventually. And then I also was so excited to see this one, Remarkably Bright Creatures. This one has been on our TBR for a little while now. So again, hardcover, amazing price, amazing condition. I had to grab it. I do want the sprayed edge version, so I will also be getting that one, and then I'll see if I decide to keep this one or gift it or donate it. If I love it as much as everybody else says that they love it, then I might want to share the story. So that was my haul from Pamlico Books.
Yeah, I actually saw that Remarkably Bright Creatures book in Spanish for my mom. So I was like, oh, I think when Savannah and I read that one, I might get it for my mom too and see what she says about it. So, really good haul. I'm adding Hello Beautiful to my list as well. So, the other books that I got is Intermezzo by Sally Rooney. I didn't know that this was the limited edition from Barnes& and Noble. Apparently, not all the books are orange, they're yellow. And it says it's two grieving brothers and the people they love find a new interlude of desire, despair, and possibility in the wake of their father's death. It sounds like it might make me sob, and I'm here for anything that can make me sob, so had to get that. The next one is The Crescent Moon Tea Room. It's such a cute little cover. It's so pretty, and I managed to get the audiobook not too long ago as well for, I think, what was it, like $2, $3? And this is by Stacy Savinsky, and it's about three sisters, each with unique magical abilities, face a family curse that threatens to separate them. As they navigate their individual paths, they must also work together to challenge their destinies and rewrite their future. So it sounded really cute and pretty. And the next one that I got is This Will Be Fun by E.B. Asher. It says 10 years after saving the realm, four estranged heroes reunite for a queen's wedding, facing old romances and dark forces while navigating magical coffee shops and truth or dare. So it sounds really like a, I don't know why. We really shouldn't, but it reminded me of Zelda, the video game, which really shouldn't. But it was the first thing that I thought of when I read it. And it sounds like it's going to be dramatic and kind of full of tea. So I'm here for it, ready to find out what those romances are. The next one that I got is Children of Blood and Bone by Tomi Adeyemi. It says a young girl named Zeli Adebola seeks to restore magic to her people and overthrow the monarchy that took it away, but she must navigate dangerous landscapes, facing her growing powers and confront her feelings for an enemy prince. And it's also a sprayed edge. And Tomi is going to be one of the authors that's going to be at BookCon in New York in April. So I really need to go ahead and read this book. One of my other friends, she read it, and I think last year she recommended the series, and I kept eyeing it every time I went to the store. But of course, I saw it in a spread edged and couldn't resist. And the next book I got was How to Sell a Haunted House by Grady Hendrix. And it says that after her parents' death, Louise must return home to sell their house, dealing with her resentful brother and her mother's creepy puppet collection. But the house has sinister plans of its own. Puppets are scary, very scary. I think there was a Goosebumps story when I was a child about puppets. That creeped me out. And then there was that one horror movie about puppets where like I don't remember the name of it, but the whole time it like the old man was a puppet. Scary. Yeah, I'll have to find the name of that
I
movie. It's a popular movie. I can't remember the name of it. I'll have to ask Quentin what it was, but it was so
no
creepy
thanks.
and
You can
puppets.
keep that.
Well, that's why I'm excited to read the book because I'm like, this is going to be really scary. Like, I'm probably not going to be able to sleep at night, and yay! So
I
I'm
can read
excited.
about it, but I do not do puppets, dolls,
Me
none of
either.
that.
Mm-mm. Yeah, those are one of the things that really scare me is dolls and puppets and stuff, and clowns. But I don't know how it's going to be reading about it. I feel like, okay, so watching the movie gives me a lot of anxiety, right? Because, it's being portrayed on a screen and the music and everything. But how is that going to translate into reading it where my mind is the one generating these images? So, TBD.
Yeah, that could be
TBD.
much better or much worse.
Much worse. Yeah. I guess we'll see if I finish it. I mean, I don't think it's gonna be like a horror book, right?
No, Grady Hendrix is a horror author.
I thought he was just scary vibes, not like full-blown
I'm,
horror.
I think he's classified as full blown horror.
Oh god. This is the third book that I own by this man. Um, whatever. We'll see. If I listen, I survived The Nun too, so and she's really scary, so maybe I'll survive this one, but I don't know because it is puppets, and I'm not even gonna lie to you. This is like I said, this is my third Grady Hendrix book, and it wasn't until now that I actually read what this book was about. Most of the times I just bought it because I also have the audiobook in it. We like to do immersive reading, and the cover was really interesting, right? And I've heard good things about it. And the same thing with what is it, A Wayward Girls or Witchcraft for Wayward Girls or
Hmm.
whatever his other book is. That cover alone, I was like sold. I don't even
Loved
know
it.
what this is about. I'm just gonna add it to my cart. So yeah, this is gonna be next year's horror book. And so the last book that I got is called A House with Good Bones by T. Kingfisher. And it says Sam visits her mother's North Carolina home to find it disturbingly changed. Sterile white walls, hidden jar of teeth, and circling vultures hint at dark secrets beneath the perfect facade. I actually accidentally bought a second copy of this. I told Savannah I need to start writing like a list of books that I do have because when I was at the store, I was looking at it and I was like, I don't think I have this, but I have no clue. And this store is like 2 hours away from me, so I'm gonna grab it. And then when I came home, I saw it already on my bookshelf, so Savannah will be getting the second copy. And it sounded really interesting. Aside from the fact that it's based in North Carolina, where we're from, and it sounds creepy. I'm ready to find out. I'm thinking his mom's the killer, or her mom's the killer, or she's possessed. But it's only like 240 pages long, so it'll be a good, quick, short read. Any other books that you've found recently, Savannah, that's interesting?
All the books.
Yeah, I think we're constantly adding books to our list here, probably a book every day.
Yeah, at least.
But that was our book haul. We're going to be doing a couple of these every once in a while just to share what copies we've gotten or really what we've added onto our list recently. So thanks again for joining, guys, and let us know what you bought recently so we can add it onto our list. Bye.
Thank you guys. Bye.